Ramadan is viewed one of the holiest months of the year for Muslims. In Ramadan, Muslims commemorate the revelation of the Quran, and quickly from meals and drink all through the sunlit hours as a capacity of drawing closer to God and cultivating self-control, gratitude, and compassion for those much less fortunate. Ramadan is a month of intense spiritual rejuvenation with a heightened focus on devotion, for the duration of which Muslims spend extra time studying the Quran and performing one-of-a-kind prayers. Those unable to fast, such as pregnant or nursing women, the sick, or elderly humans and children, are exempt from fasting. When does Ramadan take place? Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which is based totally on a 12-month lunar year of about 354 days. Because the lunar 12 months is 11 days shorter than the photovoltaic year, each lunar month strikes 11 days in the past each year. It takes 33 solar years for the lunar months to complete a full cycle and return to the equal season. The month historically starts off evolved and ends primarily based on the sighting of the new moon. Starting on April 1st, Muslims at some point of the United States and the rest of the world will begin to search the sky for the new crescent or will comply with a predetermined date based on astronomical calculation. In 2022, the month-long speedy of Ramadan starts off evolved around April 2nd and ends around May 1st. The length and purpose of fasting. Muslims speedy from pre-dawn to sunset, a quick of between 11 to 16 hours relying on the time of year for a length of 29-30 days. Ramadan entails foregoing meals and drink, and if married, abstaining from intercourse in the course of sunlit hours. For Muslims, Ramadan is a time to educate themselves both bodily and spiritually by way of warding off any bad acts such as gossiping, backbiting, mendacity or arguing. Muslims welcome Ramadan as a chance for self-reflection and non-secular improvement, and as a capability to grow in ethical excellence. Ramadan is additionally a distinctly social time as Muslims invite every other to damage their quickly collectively and meet for prayers at the mosque. The remaining intention of fasting is gaining higher God consciousness, known in Arabic as taqwa, signifying a country of regular consciousness of God. From this cognizance a person should gain discipline, self-restraint and a larger incentive to talk and keep away from wrong. In commemoration of the revelation of Muslims' holy book, the Quran, Muslims attempt to examine the entire e-book for the duration of Ramadan. The entire Quran is additionally recited at some point of specific nightly prayers. Who fasts? All Muslims who have reached puberty are obliged to fast. However, people for whom fasting would be a hardship are exempted from fasting. This consists of everybody who is sick or traveling, ladies who are pregnant, nursing, or on their menses, or older people who are too vulnerable or ill to fast. Anyone who is exempted have to make up the fast later, besides for these who cannot fast due to age or chronic illness. Instead, they can feed a bad character for every day of fasting which they miss. Children. While children are now not required to fast until they reach puberty, it is regularly occurring for adolescents starting around 7 years of age to perform constrained or symbolic fasting such as fasting half days or on weekends. This trains them step by step and helps to engender a feel of inclusion all through the month-long observance. Mosques frequently provide exclusive consciousness to teens who are fasting their first full day or first Ramadan. Family routines. A Muslim household generally rises around 5 a.m. earlier than dawn and eats a modest, breakfast-like meal referred to as sir. After the meal, the household performs the morning prayer, and depending on the circumstances, goes return to matras or starts the day. Particularly throughout the lengthy summertime months, people regularly take a nap in the late afternoon after work or school. At sunset, family individuals break the quick with a few dates and water, and depending on the culture, other mild meals such as soup, appetizers or fruit. This is referred to as iftar, which ability breaking the fast. After performing the sunset prayers, the family eats dinner. Inviting company to damage the quickly or going to anyone else's residence for iftar is very frequent in Ramadan. Many households then go to the mosque for the night prayer and a different Ramadan prayer called Tarawih. After completing their prayers, the households return domestic around 11:45 p.m. Special activities. Many mosques host day-by-day neighborhood dinners, a place Muslims can ruin their quick together. This is excellent provider for students, the poor and absolutely everyone who needs a destroy from cooking. Many mosques also host a neighborhood dinner on the weekends. Special Ramadan prayers called Tarawih are held in most mosques after the nighttime prayer. During Tarawih, the prayer chief recites at least 1/30th of the Quran so that by means of the cease of the month the complete Quran will have been recited. Since Ramadan is a time for Muslims to be in particular charitable and fasting helps Muslims sense compassion for the hungry and less fortunate, many mosques maintain food drives or fundraisers for charity at some point of Ramadan. Many mosques also host open homes for their buddies and neighbors of other faiths to join them for their fast-breaking dinner or iftar at the quit of the fasting day. The night of power, regarded as Laylat al-Qadr, is believed to fall on one of the unusual nights at some stage in the closing 10 days of Ramadan, but is most extensively determined on the 27th night of Ramadan. It is regarded the most blessed night in Ramadan due to the fact it is believed to be the night in which the Quran used to be first revealed. Mosques are open all night time as Muslims preserve vigils in prayer, Quranic recitation, and contemplation. Special foods. Breaking the quick with dates or water is the solely strictly ordinary culinary custom associated with Ramadan. It is interesting to observe the suitability of dates for this purpose as they are a centered source of energy and effortlessly digestible. Different Muslim-populated international locations have a variety of one-of-a-kind dishes and muffins for Ramadan. Benefits of fasting. Doctors agree that fasting is extraordinarily really useful for reducing LDL cholesterol ranges and for other health benefits. Fasting is a skill of purifying the physique as well as the spirit, as it gives the physique a relaxation from the non-stop mission of digesting food. Ramadan is regarded as a sacred festival of fasting in the Islamic culture. The month of Ramadan holds plenty value for the followers of this religion, so a good deal that they accept as true is that this fasting absolves them of their past sins. This fasting is a founding pillar for Islam and is obligatory for most who observe this path to observe it. There are many regulations and policies for staring at the fast of Ramadan. Firstly, one needs to recognize who and who can't preserve the fast. The suggestions for the same are as follows. Ramadan fasting rules and damp. Facts 1. If you are sane and healthy and have reached puberty, you should maintain the Ramadan fast. 2. If you are traveling at the time of Ramadan or are sick, you must now not have a look at the fast. However, it needs to be made up at a later date. 3. If you are a woman and are menstruating or experiencing the post-childbirth bleeding, you need to no longer quick for these days. You ought to compensate them at a later date. 4. If you are ancient or unwell and can't fast, you must operate fidya, that is, feeding a person for each day of lacking the fast. 5. Women who are pregnant or are breastfeeding and worry that staring at Ramadan may weaken them or their baby have an alternative of now not observing the fast. However, after Ramadan ends, they ought to either quickly or pay fidya for each day of having neglected the Ramadan.